So you have seen a short movie about Fluicell, and now I will start the presentation by presenting some key important points about the company. So Fluicell just turned 10-year-old, and we're extremely proud of it, and a lot has happened since the start at Chalmers University of Technology. We start as a single-cell technology pioneer with one single instrument. We have now 5 instruments on the market, and we are transforming from being a pure therapy-focused biotech company to a company who is developing tissue-based therapeutic. So indeed, we have right now a broad regenerative medicine portfolio, which is aiming at developing clinical development of tissue-based therapeutic. In addition to that, we have continuous sales and we have high-tech research instruments, because we have 5 instruments on the market for drug discovery and bioprinting, which is generating cash flow to support the company growth. And we have also some out-license opportunity because Fluicell is holding a great IP portfolio. So the company also has an outstanding client portfolio across the academia and the pharmaceutical industry. And behind Fluicell, we have a team of extremely skilled people. So Fluicell vision is to become an industry leader in tissue-based therapeutic targeting incurable disease through technology innovation. So at Fluicell, our core focus is to join biology and technology together, and all that has a meaning together. So our aim and objective for this year and the coming year is to advance on our tissue therapeutic program and to at least aggressively advance one tissue therapeutic program based on our bioprinting platform called Presenterar and our unique know-how which we have in the company, and put it to preclinical phase. So our also objective is to accelerate value creation through R&D collaboration and IP licensing program. We want also to initiate collaboration with large pharmaceutical companies. And basically also we want to continue to grow the company to reach value inflection point. So on this slide, you can see our business model. So we have a business model which is dual, which is the particularity of Fluicell. So on one side, you have the research solution. On the other side, you have the therapeutic product. So on the research solution, this is the side of the 5 products which we have on the market. We have a business model which is flexible and that generates revenue stream from the sales of the instrument and recurring revenue from the consumable. And also we are offering some solution for services and also CRO work. In addition, we have revenue stream from R&D collaboration. We have ongoing a research agreement with a big pharmaceutical company based in Switzerland. We also have a collaboration agreement with a company called Ion Optics, which is based in the USA and in the Netherlands. And finally, we have a big European Union grant, which is called Horizon 2020, with 3 other European partners. So that's the research solution side. On the therapeutic product side, we have the development of our ongoing therapeutic program in 3 different areas, which are building on our bioprinting Presenterar and our unique know-how, and which adapted to address future health care needs. And this, we will have potential to develop some license agreement and some R&D collaboration, which are connected to this therapeutic tissue product. So this is extremely important and very unique with our company, is that we have these 2 sides of the business model that are creating an innovative ecosystem that feed each other. So this slide is quite self-explanatory. This is the market potential which we have. Our product and future product are situated at the confluence of several markets, which are fast-growing markets, such as single-cell technology, bioprinting, and tissue engineering. This is market with huge potential with double-digit AGR. So on this slide, you can see the type of customer which we have. So as I was saying in the beginning of the presentation, this is outstanding client portfolio across the academia and the pharmaceutical industry. Key opinion leader with whom we have been developing extremely tight relationship, and we're extremely proud of it. So you can see the name, for example, Genentech, Roche, NIH, and just names like this on the slide. So now talking about the regenerative medicine goal. So we are, as I was saying, have been developing a regenerative medicine program. So the target is to do products targeting therapeutics area with a large unmet needs and where existing treatment doesn't provide enough solution. So those three areas are diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and eye disease. So this is areas where we really believe that BioPrixlar-made tissues can replace loss or missing function. So how is it working? So basically, we take the cell we want of our choice, we load them into the BioPrixlar bioprinter, we print them onto transferable membranes, and this is creating BioPrixlar printed biocomposite for tissue repair, which can then be transplanted into a human being. So this is a slide about the advance we are doing. We have been launching the program last year, and we have made progress already across the three therapeutic areas. So the project concept for cardiac is to bioprint cardiac patch for treatment of acute myocardial infarction. So on the right side, you can see an example of a printed tissue with cardiac cells. Then the second project concept is the cornea, but we're also going to work on the retina. It's to create engineered tissue for repairing damaged cornea. Then for diabetes, we are going to develop bioprinted insulin-secreting islet-like structure for treatment of diabetic 1. So again, a slide on the advance in regenerative medicine. So you can see our progress. So we are at the in vitro stage. So we have been progressing around cardiac and diabetes, which are the two programs which we have started last year. And now we are speeding up the cornea project in order to be able, in 2023, to start the in vivo. So all this is possible because we have a highly experienced team behind it. It is a team that is really working extremely well together and joined forces together, who have at heart innovation and excellence. So the board of directors is extremely supportive, and all together with also the senior advisory board, it's a mix of people with a lot of competence and a lot of background in major universities in the world and companies in the world. Thank you.
Time for the fun part. Questions?
Yeah.
Och som jag sa tidigare så är det bara att scanna QR-koden om ni vill komma till frågesidan som ni hittar på baksidan av ert häfte. Okay, to start off, how do you compare to Bico Group?
Okay, I'm getting this question very often. So Bico, they started as a bioprinting company, and now they have been extending enormously. And they have been growing by merger and acquisition. And this is not what we're doing. We started as a single cell technology provider. And because of our technology, we have been going into bioprinting, so it's a little bit the opposite. But we are growing organically. We are not growing by merger and acquisition. We are really growing by innovation. And because we have an extremely strong IP portfolio behind to support this growth and make us be able to develop comfortably a lot of new products.
What are the biggest advantages of your 3D printer compared to similar competitors?
So, if you want to, 3D bioprinting is typically used now to improve a research cell-based model by building in three-dimensional tissue instead of flat layers of culture cells. More and more people now are getting aware that when it comes to create functional tissues, conventional bioprinting methods, they have limitations, such as low precision and high mechanical stress, which is induced to the cell during the printing process. So the bioprinting method that we have been developing, which is based on microfluidic, allow us to have major advantages when it comes to create functional tissue over our competitors. So, such as, for example, high precision, the capability to switch extremely fast between different cell types during the printing process, and also, the fact that we are not inducing stress to the cells during the printing process, which means that there are high viability of the printed cells. And this is extremely important when you want to have a functional tissue. For example, if you want to have a cardiac model, whether you need to use it for research or regenerative medicine, or if you want to build a model where you need to see how cancer cells are invading the surrounding tissue. And BioPixlar has been pointing out now several times as a technological frontrunner within the bioprinting space, because we are quite different from the other one, and we are extremely proud of it. And then it has been encouraging us as developing even further the BioPixlar family. So we launched the first one November 2019, and now in March 2022, we have been launching a second machine, which is called BioPixlar Air, which is taking about the BioPixlar capacity, but into a compact format, which is portable and can be put into challenging research settings.
Question from the audience. Have you been able to reach milestones communicated in the issue 2021?
So I need to remember the milestone, but we have, so the only milestone I would say that we are reaching. So when we set milestone, this is really something we are trying to do, which was the same when we did the IPO. The only milestone we haven't reached is due to the pandemic, is that we haven't sold as many instruments as we were hoping. The reason for that is that in 2020, we had quite decent results, although the corona pandemic was already there. In 2021, as more challenging, despite a huge sales pipeline, because we have a lot of people who are interested into buying our instruments, there's a lot of university pharma who have closed, a lot of people who couldn't go on site. I know in Sweden we have been privileged that the country stayed open, but that was not the case for most of the country. We haven't been able to travel. We haven't been able even to present anything at any conferences. There were some few conferences online, but this is absolutely not the same result as being able to meet, of course, some potential customer. So although we have a lot of deals in the pipeline, with all this administration closed and a lot of also the grant which has been stopped during the pandemic, we haven't been able to close the deals that we were hoping to close in 2021. And now we see that things are reopening. It's getting a little bit more back to business, although not every countries are open. But we are really hopeful that now we are going to be able to get speed again, and we have been able to go already to some, physically to some conferences. So we are extremely happy about that.
And I can only agree, it's way more fun meeting like this rather than online.
No, absolutely. It's a big difference, especially if you want to show an instrument. You know, you need to. Although we do demonstration also online, we have been setting up a whole system to overcome the problem that we couldn't travel. But still, some customer, of course, they want to try, and that's something which is very understandable. And when you can't travel, it's complicated. It's complicated to do that.
Another question from the audience: for how long are you financed?
So we have a TO program which is going to strike in May. So depending on how much is going to give us, which is unknown at that time. What is sure is that we have the sale of our instruments that is helping us to continue, of course, to develop the company. But we have our regenerative medicine program, which costs money and for which we need support. So for the moment, I don't know when we will need capital. I think I will have a better idea after the TO program.
Another question from the audience: are you still focusing on adding new product segments?
I think we have a lot of our plates already, but basically, for the instrument, we will continue to develop more instruments. We have been announcing that we will develop one more around 2023. So there is still things to do in our area of single cell. And especially, as I was saying, since we have a very strong IP portfolio, we really have this ability to grow in this area, because we own a big part of this idea through our patent. After, I mean, what we want to do is really focus on this tissue engineering program, which we are developing now, because we see that it's a huge potential for the company, and we really have the technological capabilities to make a difference. And this is, I mean, all the reports are saying that this is the healthcare of the future. And we think it would be really sad not to take the chance to be there and really try to provide a very competitive product to the market.
What would you say is your end goal?
The end goal of the company?
Yeah. Easy question.
I don't know if that's an easy question. Of course, to be successful like everybody else. That's... for now, what I would like is for people to understand the potential we have. Because I really do believe, I've been CEO for 5 years now, and I really seen the company growing, maturing, a lot of work, a lot of potential, a lot of extremely smart people, and we really think that we can do things out of the ordinary. Now, the goal in the future is, of course, be successful with our regenerative medicine program, because this is really, as we see, the value creating for the company, which would give much more value to the company than the sale of instruments. Also, I think it's great that we have the instrument. I will continue to support that, and we have the sales team, which I will continue to grow. This is, of course, not the question, but really this tissue therapeutic program, it's something else, and that will put us in really a different category.
What are the most important upcoming milestones during the rest of the year?
So for this year, back to continue the three regenerative medicine in vitro, to be prepared to go in vivo in 2023. So that's the first goal. It's a big goal already. To increase the number of install base product by increasing the sales. This is also, of course, one of the goals. To continue to grow the company. This is also one of the goals. To start initiating discussion with pharma companies regarding this is also a goal, the tissue therapeutic program. And to continue to develop our product offering, because we are going to now launch much more of a research solution package for our clients who can have an all-in-one solution that we will be able to provide for them. So we continue also on this to develop. On this product side, we constantly have ideas where we're adding things that can create value for the company.
Lastly, what message do you want the audience to bring home with them from you today?
I want people to remember that Fluicell is a company which is quite unique on its own. Maybe it's much more complicated to understand in the first glance because we are not just focusing on, one thing, but a lot of things, and we're only 20 people, and we managed to do that all together at the same time. But what I want people to understand is that we are really doing that because we know what we are doing, and it's because we have this technology from the beginning that we are going to this therapy, and all this has a meaning together, and we know why we are doing that, and we would like you to believe in our potential and really our capabilities in achieving what we would like to achieve.
Thank you very much, Victoire Vianney.
Thank you.